today's video, I'm going to be re-editing Drake's plot twist music video using my REVOLT VFX plugin, which came out a couple of weeks ago. I genuinely think this is a very practical, hands-on VFX plugin for anyone who edits music videos or any kind of content on AE. I think I'll just do it practically so that you guys can see what you can get out of this. I'm also giving out a 15% discount code to the first like 50 people who cop these, so make sure you are one of them and make sure you don't miss out on these. It's some really good stuff coming your way. Let's get into the plot twists. I'll start editing over this footage with Drake. Twisting the M and the O and the B, twisting the O and the C and the T and the T and the G and the T and the G and the G and the T and the N and the G. Okay, so I'm thinking right off the bat, right about here, I can Control-Shift-D to split these two, and then we can start with a basic transition over here. Scroll up to the transitions. I'm thinking this chroma 1 would look okay. One of the cool parts about this plugin is that you can preview all these VFX before you apply them, and you can also kind of favorite the ones that you go to most often. So if I go to my favorites, you can see the chroma 1 is one of them over here. So I'll just click on it and then click on apply. And then I'm thinking for the rest of this footage over here, we can add some time remapping, some speed ramps kind of thing. Click on this speed effects and I can preview the different things that you can do here. We have some reverse, some slow-mo to fast, some slow-mo with a blur, some random edits. These are some really cool that you can add on your footage. So I'm thinking right at the beginning here, I can click on the fast to slow. You can double click to apply these effects. And now we'll have something that looks like this in just like 2 clicks. Twisting the M and the O and the B, twisting the O and the C and the T and the O and the B and the E and the R. Yeah, so that's basically how we can pull off something like that much easily. Then I'll go into this clip with the horse, but right at the end of this footage, I think we can add something more to spice this up. I can click on this button to create an adjustment layer, which will add an adjustment layer 30 frames long. And on it, I can go to the waves, add some things with some paddles. I'm looking for this water-ish, black and white. Click on it, then apply. And then I'll make sure it ends at the transition here, somewhere around here. So it shouldn't stay like for very long, and then it should start around here. So if you can notice, you are able to stack up effects on top of each other, which makes it really useful. So this adjustment layer would come right above this other clip that we did, the fast to slow time remap, which will make the footage now look like this from the top. That looks really good. Next section with the horse. I think we can start with a good transition, with a simple transition. So I'll go to my transitions. No, I'm thinking we can go to the wiggles. I fuck with the wiggle zoom too, just because it's quite very smooth and simple. So it will just come in like this. I'm thinking once the keyframes are like done, which is about right here, I can hit Control-Shift-D to separate. And then on the rest of this clip, we can go to the flickers. We can add the scope easy. Yeah, something like this. Double click on it and it should apply those effects immediately. Literally, the footage goes from just being very plain to something as moody as this. And then I think I can carry something like that. I can follow up with something similar to that, the clip that comes afterwards with Drake. I can hit Control-Shift-D over here. And then on this one over here, we can hit the scope trigger. It's quite similar to the scope easy, only that for the trigger, it kind of zooms in and out of your footage many times. So I'll just click clear effects. Again, you can also clear effects from a layer just by one click. So this is the footage over here. I want to put the scope trigger and then I'll hit on apply. And I'm thinking for the remainder of this footage over here with Drake, you can kind of speed this footage up. So I'll go to the speed effects. I'm considering a random edits. So double click on it and it should apply all those effects on these layers very easily. Yeah, so this is as practical as this can get. I hope you're able to see what you can kind of get out of this plugin. Honestly, one of the main things I was trying to accomplish with this plugin was for it to be also be very, very practical to my day-to-day edits. This is a good montage so far. Let's just do this part over here, and then you can preview everything from the top. With this clip right here with him with the horse, let's just do a smooth transition. You can also search presets from their different categories. So I'm thinking I'll just add this simple zoom transition to this over here. It will come in like this, and I think right at the end of those keyframes, about somewhere here, I'll Ctrl+Shift+D to split those layers, and then you can add some color to this, some energy hits. So I'll delete all these search, and then I'll go to the energy hits. I'll go with this red favorite, click on it twice to apply. You can see how instantly it transforms this footage. I'm thinking I can add a small framer to maybe make it look more trippy. The night framer, if I double click on it, it will add an adjustment layer 1 frame long, if you can see it from here. As I scroll through, it will start in like this, and then the frame will jump in and then go on like this. So I think I can extend this framer a bit, and then we can replicate the same thing till the end of the footage. Double click on the framer, and then I can extend it because I think it gives me this moody kind of thing. Right on my left hand side, you can see like all the effects that go into creating these different looks. So I'm not trying to keep anything. You can do this on your own, you can do this by yourself, but again, it's a matter of time and how many times you'll be doing this over the course of your projects. So that's one of the things that you can keep in mind. And starting from this cut, woo, yeah, this is really, really smooth. This smooth transition over here. I know why we are seeing these lines over here. Let me just clear all the effects. It's because this clip is a bit zoomed in. It's scaled in up to 103, just because the normal clip has these edges around. I just zoomed in into it so we can pre-comp. Let me just make sure I'm at the beginning. We can pre-comp this, put the same effect. It was a red dead. I'll search it. Red dead. It should be under energy hits. Yeah, red dead favorite. So right now we won't have those weird edges. Yeah, that looks really, really good and trippy. I think I can play everything from the top just so that we can see what progress that you are making on this. Twisting the M and the O and the B, twisting the O and the C and the T and the O and the B and the E and the R and the G and the A and the N and the G. Twist. Honestly, that looks really, really, really cool. And that really took us like about 10 minutes max. And that's just a little bit of the re-edit that we could do on the first 10 seconds. I think I'll go on to the rest of this footage so that I can kind of show you the variance that you can get from this plugin and how practical it can be. Looking at this clip over here, I think we can just add a smooth transition. I'm thinking we can add a chroma. There are like 2 chromas on this one. So yeah, I'm looking for the one under the transition. This time we can go with the chroma 2. I remember we used a chroma 1 earlier on, and you can see the live previews work really, really well to guide you and to let you know what you're doing when you're doing it. I think I'm allowed to say this. It brings in this really sexy transition. I can hit you so that I can see where frames end at. So at the end of this, I can hit Ctrl+Shift+D just to separate these two. And on this clip, after the chroma transition comes in, I think we can add some lights. So I'll go to the flickers. Let me delete my search. Yeah, I'm thinking we can go with these pulsing rays. So I'll just double click on it, and the video will transition easily as this, and then go into these rays that they really look aesthetically clean. I'll play everything from the top so that you can see what you've achieved, and then I can do a before and after maybe at the end of the video. Twisting the M and the O and the B, twisting the O and the C and the T and the O and the B and the E and the R and the G and the A and the N and the G. Twist. Yeah, twisting it. Yeah. Twisting it. I think that's a fair like we can say we've added some VFX on this music video. I'll play it now against the before and after so that you can see it for yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did prepping it for you. My name is Danny James. I hope to catch you in guys on the next video. Yeah, dig.
Twisting the M and the O and the B, twisting the O and the C and the T and the O and the B and the E and the R and the G and the A and the N and the G. Twist, yeah, twisting it, twisting it. I'm twisting it up cause he twisting at me. I haven't seen bro in a while, but that nigga wild, I'm not in a rush to. People keep telling me smile, but bro is on trial, the shit to adjust to. I don't need security to ride around town.